City of Stevens Point Historic Preservation Design Review Commission meeting, recorded October 20th, 2021.
All right, a call to order the meeting of the Historic Design Review Commission for October 20th. It's 5 o'clock. Roll call, Mr. Kuhn.
Siebert.
Here.
McComb.
I'm here.
Christensen.
Here.
DeBush is excused. Scripps.
Here.
Malepsky.
Here.
And Monk.
Here.
All right, and then Commissioner Malepsky, you will have voting abilities for the next couple of agenda items then.
Okay.
All right,
Number 2, report of the September 20th, 2021 meeting of Historic Preservation Design Review. I would entertain a motion to accept, and then we will have a second and a discussion.
So moved.
Moved by Sarah Scripps. Second, please.
I'll move a second, Mary McComb.
Mary McComb, okay. All right, any changes or criticisms or whatever? Okay, seeing none, call for vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, unanimous. Number 3, a request from Ryan Wanta, representing Great Northern Distillery, for a design review to construct a principal structure at 1009 2nd Street and an unaddressed parcel bounded by 2nd Street, 3rd Street, and Portage Street, consistent with Chapter 22.05, Number 2. So I would ask for a motion to accept with the...
I'll actually give a brief.
Oh, you want to go ahead? Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. So the applicant is requesting a design review to construct a 2-story distillery on the subject parcel. The structure would be approximately 30 feet in height and would be just shy over 8,200 square feet in size. Since this is a principal structure that's being requested and the 2 site properties are located within the Commission's design review district, this does warrant this Commission's review and approval by way of a design review. Going a little bit further with this request, the image on the screen here really goes to the heart of what this Commission would be looking at. What are the exterior improvements that are planned as part of this proposed structure? You can see there's 3 primary facade materials that are proposed to be used: masonry, metal panel, and then windows, predominantly along the west and southern face of the building. The next slide here shows just a approximate site plan showing that the building would be located in the center of the proposed parcel configuration. Now, in the renderings that's included in the agenda packet, it does show an open-air patio along the west of the building off of 2nd Street. Some parking stalls provided directly to the south of the proposed structure as well. And then other improvements to the building that are proposed include light fixtures, and those specifications are included within the agenda packet. Signage, which will be discussed more further during the upcoming Plan Commission meeting, and then, like I mentioned, the open air patio that will have more of a pergola feel to it as well. So again, here shows some renderings to give a good insight as to what this proposed structure would look like. I can say, just speaking over the last few weeks, the discussions I've had with the applicant, there's been a very considerable effort that's been being made to make sure that quality site design has been produced that meets the requirements of the design guidelines from this commission. It likewise preserves the historical significance of the former Belkey Lumber Company, and the applicant has provided some details within the agenda packet, kind of explaining more how the image of Belkey Lumber is incorporated into the building's design. So ultimately, staff would recommend approval subject to the conditions shown on the screen and in the agenda packet. And before I kick it back to the chair, one thing I would like to remind the commission before we go into the discussion is that the discussion that's going to occur should relate solely to what's the exterior improvements of the building being proposed and any site features of note, in this case, the open air porch, discussions as to the interior features of the building or the proposed use of the property would be more outside of this commission's purview and we'd be better served elsewhere. So with that, I'd be happy to take any clarifying questions. Otherwise, I would kick it back to the chair for a motion.
I guess, oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Sarah. Go ahead.
Sorry, I have one question and then one comment. So my comment is first, I really appreciate that nod to the Belkey lumber facility that had been there, as that was a very heartbreaking building for our commission, and so I really like seeing that integrated into this design. My question is just regarding the signage and whether or not that's in adherence to the guidelines.
Yeah, quick response to that. So short answer, yes.
Okay.
The applicant has provided some details for some of the signage in terms of, I believe it was the west-facing sign would be illuminated. There's one potential sign that's going to be either vinyl or painted. So one of the conditions that was placed on this design review is to make sure that should that sign be painted, that the appropriate color is chosen from this commission's approved color palettes. So,
Mr. Christensen.
I was just curious, from the renderings, it's difficult to tell what the top of the exterior seating, if it has some type of if it's like a pergola or some type of a roof structure, exactly what that all entails. You can see the side view, but I'm just not sure what the covering is. If it's
yeah, let me
open
see
or
if
it's.
I believe there is an image in the agenda packet, but essentially it's more of a cross-webbed. So it would be on page 28 of the packet. You can see an aerial view of what this what pergola would look like. It would be after the specifications for the masonry that's proposed and then the metal panels as well.
Yep, I see it.
Oh,
Yep, gotcha.
Okay, yep.
Um,
Okay.
Okay.
Any other clarifying questions?
And I was just wondering, because said that some of the Belkey side was preserved from the demolition. I'm trying to find where.
Yeah, the applicant did make note that some materials from the former Belkey building would be incorporated as part of the interior design.
Oh, the interior design, not the exterior? Okay, cool. I was just wondering where that would be put. Cool. All right.
Okay.
I have my hand up. This is Carol. I have my hand up. I had one question, well, a couple questions actually, and unfortunately I couldn't print out the agenda, but I have a question regarding the lighting on the front of it. I'm hoping that this is some light that just lights the sign, that it doesn't light the surrounding neighborhood, so it has a bit of a dark sky element to it, so that it lights what it has to light and not an extended area, that there are lights shining in your face or something when you're driving by. And so I don't know specifically what that kind of lighting is going to be on the building. And that would be something that I would hope that the staff would look at. The other thing is, I know their building is next to it. And the back side of it, does the back side have any windows at all? Because the back side of it will in fact be facing those new apartments. And I would kind of hate to see a wall like we have at the Shopko building facing a residential area. And I'm assuming there's some kind of vats going on inside there, but I guess I would like to see something that softens that wall where it is exposed, because part of it will be next to the building next door, right?
I think what we're doing is getting into the general discussion here. So what we'll do is ask for a motion to accept, and then we'll get into Carol's questions.
Okay,
So
all right.
motion to accept. Somebody?
I'll move to accept with staff recommendations.
Staff recommendations, okay. A second, please.
I'll second.
Mr. Christensen, thank you. Okay, do you want to answer Mr. Wanta, or you, or who do you want to answer?
Yeah, I can provide a brief comment about the light fixtures. So on page 29 of the agenda packet, it does include the specifications for the light fixtures. It's more of a cone-shaped light fixtures. The width of it is approximately 13 inches. So, you know, given the relatively narrow width of this light fixture, you know, staff doesn't feel that, you know, staff feels that there won't be an overabundance of light pollution that would spill over onto the sidewalk or neighboring
Okay.
properties as well.
Okay.
You know, I don't know if the applicant wanted to speak a little bit more about their selection
And give your
of the
name.
light fixture.
Give your name, please.
Hi, this is Ryan Wanta, the applicant. The light fixture in question is dark sky compliant. The idea here
Good.
was to illuminate
Good.
the building itself as opposed to the surrounding area, because we can accent shadows and get all sorts of interesting play of light on it. The sign itself on the west elevation, that is going to be a backlit cut out letter sign. So that, again, there's no direct illumination. It's just about lighting the surface of the facade. It's on itself. And one thing to note too, that the pergola structure, we are planning on incorporating small puck lights into the upper portion of it. So that would give a soft illumination throughout the patio area. But again, only focused on illuminating the walls and the surface of the patio, so.
What kind of lights?
Puck.
Oh, puck.
You know.
Okay.
Yep.
If you look on the diagram of the pergola, I have the purlins, the galvanized purlins. They'll just be like thin wafers on the bottom of it, just dotting it.
If you wanted to answer the commissioner's questions about the windows on the north-facing wall.
Oh, the windows on the north-facing wall, yes. Well, part of our issue with this building is the code associated with having a distillery. Now, to circumnavigate forcing this distillery in another location and eliminating the south patio, we had to create a fire separation distance of 15 feet, 16 feet from Kim's Barrel Inn without having Kim's Barrel Inn require to have a firewall in place. So part of that is having a smooth-faced panel on that north side that is fire-rated and all fire-rated doors. Now, it is our intention to include a bit of landscaping along that north edge of the alley and some green space in the area to the northeast. We feel like the majority of the building is covered by Kim's Barrel Inn, but we hope that in light of our really restrictive occupancy of having an F1 and an H3 in a facility that distills spirits, that we can overlook having any openings in the firewall that we require.
Right.
I'm just wondering if it's like a look thing, because I know that there's a way to put like a mural there or something. If it's like if it's an issue with just having like a wall there and nothing else, something, I don't know.
I was thinking kind of the same thing. You know, it does kind of provide you a clean surface if you do want to create some type of a mural, so that
Create Portage County.
Yeah, well, that certainly is an option. I mean, it is a nice smooth surface, so
Right.
it's kind of perfect for one.
This is Mary. Kim's Barrel Inn is 2 stories, isn't it?
Yes.
And the Ryan's building is 2 stories. I guess I don't see any problem with a blank wall facing Portage Street, because the new apartments are across 3rd Street. Anyhow, I don't have any problem with a blank wall.
And it was our intention too on that east wall, you know, where we have the large pine cone insignia, to sort
Right.
of emphasize that area, because that will be the area that will be exposed to the new apartments. That is,
Yeah.
that is the
Right,
side.
right.
Yep.
And that's what I was thinking. I knew that part of the north-facing wall would be next to those buildings next door, but I was just wondering mainly of the extension beyond that, and then the area that faces the new apartments.
Well, we can certainly explore any option.
Just as a whim, we've done this with a couple of buildings, fake windows. They look like windows, but they're not.
We
Oh, that's-
can't, again, it's difficult putting holes into our
No
firewall.
holes, no
Yeah.
holes. Just a black and then a thing that looks like a window over it. So there's no hole, there's just a fake window.
On the surface.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the point.
we've done
Yeah.
that. I don't know, I just a thought.
I think that's something I gotta digest. Yeah.
Yeah, and the name, please.
This is Brian Cummins. I'm the founder at Great Northern Distilling. And I would have a little bit of an issue with that, only from the fact that, you know, our building uses honest materials. We're not trying to fake anything. And in the historical preservation code, I don't want to do things that are illusionary or trying to create something that is falsely historical. So I would really shy away from that, just because, you know, the dormers to nowhere that you see on gas stations and things like that. I find that to be really objectionable from a design standpoint. And I just want us to be an honest, historical, you know, it's new, but it's a manufacturing site that's honoring a historical manufacturing site.
Right.
Just a thought.
This is Mary again. I totally agree with you, Brian. You're manufacturing a product that's, I won't say, it's natural, it's or pure, it is what it is. And to have fakery anywhere on the building, it just sends the opposite message. I think that east elevation looks fine. It looks contemporary and attractive to me.
And I will say too, this sign on the east elevation will be included as part of the plan commission discussion, as part of the applicant's overall sign package. So, you know, this is just a special case where this commission would be looking at, you know, should this be painted? What would be the color choice? You know, specifications as far as size, location would be during plan commission as well.
How, are the Livework things still gonna go through? I'm just
I
wondering
would
how
like
this
to
plugs in.
also, there are a couple of things that I would like to add, that I think I kind of glossed over and forgot, is that also I took into consideration the northeastern view of the building. And having this mix of materials, I have some as an example here, to have the white masonry being a little bit of the shorter building, coming into this like block of a large slate gray horizontal panel building. I think there is a little bit of visual interest in this kind of configuration, especially when you mix both planes intersecting with one another. I think it becomes less blank when you approach it, so.
So you don't think this will inhibit that other Livework thing that you proposed?
No.
No, okay.
And I will say too, that was something that was mentioned in the staff report too, you know, essentially making sure that the height of this proposed structure is compatible or similar to the height of the Livework units to the south, north side yard to the east, the existing buildings to the west. So, you know, staff feels that the height of this structure is appropriate for the area,
Okay.
given fringe downtown area.
Any other questions for the gentleman? Either one of them?
I do not.
Okay.
No. I don't
Mary
have
or
any.
Carol?
No.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second. No further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries.
Just have
I think that's,
a call to adjourn.
yep. Okay, I would entertain, thank you, gentlemen. I would entertain a motion to call for an adjournment.
This is Mary, so move.
Okay, a second, please.
I'll second.
Okay, thanks. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? We are adjourned.
A video of this meeting is available for viewing on the city's website, stevenspoint.com/videos.